Hey guys, so today I wanted to sit down and play with a brand new line from L'Oreal. It is the Age Perfect line. I saw this display at CVS the other day and I was very intrigued. As you guys know, I am not in my teens or 20s anymore. I am in my 30s, so signs of aging do kind of start creeping up at the end of your 20s. So I thought it would be interesting to try these products on my skin and see how they work. And I'd love to try it on my mom in the future because obviously she's older than me. So I thought that would be kind of like a fun follow-up. So today we are going to be trying the Age Perfect line from L'Oreal on me, and then I will do my best to try it on my mom in the near future and give you guys an update down below. So if you guys would like to see what I think of the Age Perfect line, then just keep watching. Okay, so I do have to say that this is not my first time trying this product. I've been trying this for the past week or so. So it's not going to be completely a first impressions. It's going to kind of be a first impressions and mini review at the end. So let's start off with the foundation. It's called the Radiant Serum Foundation, and I personally really love serum foundations. I think they look beautiful on my skin. It does say sunscreen of SPF, antioxidants, and concentrated serum. I got shade Ivory 10, and it does have an expiration date, which is nice. So as always, I'm going to do half my face with a brush and half my face with a sponge. You can see that it covers beautifully and still has like a natural radiance to it. You can see the coverage on my lip. That's why I covered my lip with it. You can see that it's pretty decent coverage. I would say a nice medium coverage foundation. It already feels like it's setting down. So this is not something that has to be set with powder, which I appreciate, because if you have more mature skin, adding powder makes it look drying or cakey. So I like that about this foundation, that it doesn't need a powder to set and to wear during the day. So this is the side with the brush, and then we're going to do one side with the sponge. Okay, now obviously from the comparison, using a sponge is going to give you a much lighter coverage. And I also feel like it doesn't apply as well. This foundation does best with more of like a sweeping motion than a patting motion. So I definitely think that applying with a brush is the way to go for this foundation. Okay, so both sides applied with the brush. I think this is really beautiful. So this is the side that I started with, and it's just a little bit tacky, but I'm going to give it a couple minutes to set down. So let's head on over to the concealer. This is the Radiant Concealer, and it doesn't say anything on it as far as what type of coverage we're going to get. So let's jump right in. I have the shade 200 Ivory. You can see it's a pretty good shade match. It's kind of blending right in with the foundation. Okay, so this is the way my face looks with one layer of foundation and concealer on top. Does it color correct the blue under my eyes? Not so much, so you may want like a second layer right where it is the darkest. So I'm going to try that right now, which is right here. Right here. I'm going to give it a minute to dry just a little bit so we can get a little bit better coverage. But I would say that this is like a medium coverage radiant concealer.
I'm going to do my brows while that sets a little.
I think the concealer's been sitting long enough, so let's blend it out. Okay, so we have 2 layers of concealer, 1 layer of foundation. I think it looks really nice right off the bat. So let me zoom in so you can see what it looks like before I add everything on top. The concealer is probably going to need to be set because it's already settling into fine lines. So I am going to hop off, set the under eyes, and do a little bit of face makeup, and we'll be back to try product 3 and 4. Okay, I went ahead and powdered the under eye area and just a little bit around the T-zone. It does feel mostly set everywhere else, so I just went ahead and set the forehead with a little bit of bronzer, and I left the jaw area completely unset. I don't want to add any cakiness or dryness to this beautiful serum foundation. So next up we have a blush. There were a handful in the display, but this one was calling me. This one's called Rosewood number 410. It says it's a radiant satin blush, and some of them had a little bit more like shimmer to them from what I could tell from the display. I picked one that looked a little bit more subtle. It looks like this, and of course with their packaging there is a mirror on the bottom but no puff. So we're going to try this today, and I have tried this before. Spoiler alert, I'm a fan. This is what the blush looks like. It's like the perfect shade for me, honestly. I think this is beautiful, and it doesn't have like shimmer to it. It just has a little bit of radiance to it, like you use an illuminating finishing powder. I don't know. It's not shiny looking. It's just really beautiful and youthful looking, which I really like, especially for this line. I think having a bit of like youthfulness is exactly what people are looking for. I just think it builds up so nicely. It isn't an overwhelming shade. I would say it's pretty sheer and can be built up, which I like. You don't want to go too heavy-handed with makeup, especially as you age. So I would say sometimes less is more when it comes to more mature skin. So I think this is beautiful, and I can't wait to get my hands on another shade or two. There was like a more peachy one, like a nudier one, and then more of a berry tone one. I just kind of went somewhere in the middle with this. And the other product that I picked up from the Age Perfect line is the lipstick. This is the Age Perfect lipstick in glowing nude, and I believe they had 2 different lipstick lines, but my display only had one. Looks like this white to gold ombre packaging. In the past, I have not been a fan of L'Oreal lipsticks, for the only reason being the intense fragrance and taste that they have. And I'm happy to report that this line does not have that sickening, perfumey smell and taste to it, which I'm very happy about. Has no scent at all. This is what it looks like. It reminds me of the Lime Life by Alcone lipstick that I've been raving about for the last several months. It's just a beautiful peachy nude. It's just a really nice warm nude lipstick. Kind of looks like you have a gloss on top. It's that very dewy, healthy lip look, which I think is great for a more mature skin. It's not going to be settling into lines. It's going to be smoothing over them, glossing over them. So all in all, I am quite impressed with this Age Perfect line. Like I said, I've been using this for a while now, and I just think it looks beautiful on the skin. It doesn't really settle into fine lines. It sets pretty well by itself. It doesn't need a lot of powder. It lasted all day for me, and it has a high SPF in it. So I will do a flash test at the end just to make sure there is no flashback, but so far I'm a big fan of this. The packaging is really beautiful as well. The concealer was really nice. I always set the under eyes, so I don't need like a radiant concealer, but still it's a nice concealer. If you don't set it, you might like this more, but for me, things just move around too much under my eyes. So of the two, I would say pick up the foundation over the concealer because I always set it. That's just my personal opinion, my personal preference. The lipsticks, no fragrance, no weird taste, beautiful formula, highly recommend. And the Age Perfect Radiant Satin Blush, I think is going to be my new favorite blush. I just love this tone. Obviously, it doesn't really go with like the peachy nude lip, but I think it's a beautiful tone blush. It can be built up. It can be very subtle if you like more subtle makeup. So all in all, I think that this Age Perfect line is a slam dunk in my book. I think that it's really, really good. And I'm curious to see what it will look like on more mature skin. So I'll keep you guys posted if I have a chance to try this on my mom. I will let you know. Otherwise, for those of you that have more mature skin, leave me comments down below. Let me know how you like this line. Personally, I think that it will work really well, but you never know. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this video. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and as always, I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. I forgot to do a flash test that day, but I've worn it multiple times since then and no flashback.